Hi friends and viewers, once again welcome to my channel Exploring Education. One of the most important movements today we are going to discuss, which is nothing but American Civil Rights Movement. It fought for equal treatment of Afro-Americans or Black Americans and against rules that permitted segregation of blacks and whites in schools, buses and public places and discriminated against them in appointments, housings and even voting rights. This movement reached its height during 1960s. It was largely non-violent and took the form of massive demonstrations, marches, civil disobedience, which is violating discriminatory laws peacefully, and boycott of discriminatory services like buses which segregated or separated whites and blacks. One of the important actions was the year-long boycotts of buses by blacks in Montgomery led by Dr. Martin Luther King. This caused a huge loss to the bus company and eventually forced the court to ban separation in buses in 1956. At the same time, a powerful movement was going on for ending separation in schools. Black and white children had to go to different schools. On 28 August 1963, more than 2 lakh people marched to Washington, D.C., demanding passage of Civil Rights Act and demanding, among other things, programs for generation of employment and full and fair employment, decent housing and right to vote and adequate integrity education in which whites and blacks could study together. This was addressed among others by Dr. King, who made his historic speech, "I have a dream." I have a dream, a famous speech given by Dr. Martin Luther King as "I have a dream." 100 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been sad in the flames of withering injustice. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still steadily crippled by the manacles of separation and the chains of discrimination. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. After the long struggle, these laws subsequently passed and became inspiration all over the world for leading non-violent social movements for so many reforms and changes.